Okay, so I'm going to demo how to make an avatar in Photoshop. So you can follow along if you like. You click on File, click on New, and we're going to set up our canvas. So for this particular assignment, I'm going to make it 400 pixels by 400 pixels. Okay, please make sure that it does indeed say pixels and not inches. I had a student create 400 inches and it basically crashed the computer. Okay, so make sure 400 pixels by 400 pixels. You can click OK. And you will be left with a canvas. Okay, that's a square shape. If it's not a square shape, then you've done it wrong. Okay, so File, New, set up your canvas 400 by 400. Just leave it this size for now. Okay, so the first step is to paste an image. So I see some people have already pasted an image. That's great. But just in case you don't know how to do that, let us take a look. So being Halloween, I'm dressed as Batman. I'm going to search for Batman here. Okay, so I'm going to click on Images, and you see there's lots of different ones to choose from. I'm going to go for Lego Batman. How about that? Okay, so you can click View Image, and then right-click and copy image. Okay, going back to Photoshop, I can hit Control V. Okay, that's a shortcut, or you can say Edit Paste. Okay, so there he is. Now, if you go and select the Move tool, which is the very top tool on your toolbar, looks like an arrow, you can actually move this around. Okay, and if you need to resize anything, you can press Control T. T stands for Transform. Okay, with Transform, I can make this bigger and smaller by dragging that in and out. Okay, and you can hit Enter to confirm. Okay, so there is Batman. Now the second thing I wanted you to do was add your name on it. So that is done with the Text tool. It looks like a T in your toolbar. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. And down here I can pick my color. So let's make it like a nice blue. Okay. You can also pick your font up at the top. Let's, I think there's one called Gotham. Is there? Maybe not. I have a font at home called Gotham and it looks quite nice. So I'm just going to pick this copper plate, I think. You can pick your size here too. Stick with 72. And I'll type in Powell. Okay. I'll get back to the Move tool. I can move that where I like. I think it actually looks nice up top there. Okay, the next thing I asked you to do is add a filter effect to your image. So I want to click on the image layer on the side here. So I'll just click on that. And if I go up to Filter, there's something called the Filter Gallery. Filter Gallery allows me to put some cool filters on Batman here. Okay, so these are all, and it looks like it's actually using the color of my paintbrush, which is kind of neat, because I had the blue text. Okay, so I don't know which one of these I like. I kind of like these sketch ones. I'm going to go with this one, the halftone pattern. And you can mess around with these settings here as well. That will change how it looks. Okay, that looks kind of like a retro comic or something with those dots. So I'm going to stick with that. Unfortunately, my text has disappeared, so if you ever want to edit your text, you can double-click on the T here in the layer, and I can change my color down here. Let's go with a white. That looks nice. Okay. Now, the last two things I want to do, I said I wanted to add color, and I wanted to add some kind of image. or some kind of graphic that I've created. So for adding color, you could mess around with the gradient tool, or if you wanted to get the brush tool. Brush tool's kind of neat. There are a bunch of preset brushes in here. Like number 74 is a leaf. So let's try that one out. You can't actually draw in a text layer. It gives me this symbol. So I got to go back to layer 1. And I can add a bunch of leaves there if I wanted to. Okay, just going to add them to the corner there. That's kind of fun. If you change the color, if I make that red, we'll get different shades of red and orange. Okay, so it's kind of a nice picture for fall. There you go. Batman's playing in a pile of leaves. Okay, and the last thing I want to do is play with the custom shape tool. So that might look like a blob on your screen. It might look like a rectangle, but it's this one right down here, right above the hand. And the custom shape tool allows you to add all sorts of cool icons. If you click on the little gear up here, you can say all, and you'll get a larger selection than the default. Okay, so let's give Batman a crown, just for fun. Oops. Okay, so there we go. I've given him a little crown. And that is my avatar. So I can go ahead and save that. I'll just show you guys where to save it. You go save as. I'll show you this again at the end of class, but go to computer, and then everybody has a folder that has their name on it. That's where you want to save it. Okay, and I can just call this Powell Avatar. Okay.